What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good? What's up, people? It's me. I'm L3027. You know who I am.
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose, honey.
He's about the business of dipping spoons into sugar bowls. Anyway, real girls do real things. So as to make it easier for insertion, maybe?
No means no, and yes means no.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What's up, what's up, what's up? What is good? What is up? It is me, L3027, and I am back for yet another review. This, ladies and gentlemen, will be our review for The Real Housewives of Potomac. It is season 7. It is episode 12. It is entitled Mic Drop. Now listen. This was clearly, let me adjust this camera. There we go. This was clearly a filler episode. I'm damn near at my wits' end with some of these people, but let's get through it. So, like, I'm trying to understand. I'm really trying to understand, y'all. Let me get down to it. And I feel like they're testing my gag reflex, so I didn't vomit all over my floor. They're testing my ability to, stomach things, my gastrointestinal tract, to make sure that it's, strong enough to do what it needs to do. Either it's going to, watching some of these women and what the fuck they got going on, is going to make things come out of one of the orifices. It's either coming out projectile style vomit or violent ass diarrhea, or maybe even like, deadly flatulence. But some kind of way this shit is coming out of me because these women are out of control. Like, oh god. Okay, we start off with KK and Ray Ray doing this walkthrough down to the DC, right? DC Improv, because that's where she's gonna have her venue for her live show. This whore says that, oh, I'm the first non-comedian to ever be performing or be here at the DC Improv, or performing at the DC Improv. Really? You really believe in all of the years of the DC Improv, there's never been a non-comedian that's performed there, had a show there, did it? Girl, go sit the fuck down somewhere, Karen. She's so delusional. She's so delusional. She's delusional thinking that she's the only non-comedian to have a show there or perform there. She's a delusional to think that there's a whole room full or crowd of people that really want to come and watch this boring ass reality show. Like the delusions of grandeur. She's delusional thinking that she should still even be on this cast because she's not relevant. She's unwatchable. But like outside of her time when she's with all of the ladies, every scene of her by herself is unfucking watchable. The white boy who's supposed to be helping her produce this, they get into this conversation about it being Pride Month and Grinder, and that shit was cringeworthy. Watching geriatric ass, gray pubic hair having ass Karen talk about Grinder. There's no reason. I'm okay with you knowing what Grinder is, but you, Karen Huger, having extended conversations about Grinder, trying to explain to your heterosexual 139-year-old husband what Grinder is, I can't. Like, that shit was cringeworthy. Like, I literally just don't have the energy. I just don't have the energy. Like, girl, why the fuck would Ray even need to know what Grinder is? I don't want to know why Ray knows what Grinder is. I promise you I don't. Ray would be more of an Adam for Adam type dude, because Adam for Adam is for the older dudes. Grinder, and Grinder is more for the white boys. Some of the black boys be on there, but the black boys that's on there usually is snow bunnies, and they looking for white boys. But I can't. This whole conversation about Grinder was cringeworthy. Like it was so cringeworthy. Like, moving on. Mia is at home with Gordon Gartrell and the kids. Jacqueline come over. Mia calls Jacqueline her sister wife without benefits. Bitch, what? I can't. Hold on, y'all. bitch just came. Sister wife without benefits. Clearly, y'all got benefits if y'all, giving people down payment for cars. Clearly, y'all got benefits. If y'all looking at each other's boxes, fingering each other in the shower, scissoring anytime your husband not home, clearly there's some benefits there. I just can't. But you know what? I don't even care if you and Jacqueline got all of these things going on. Y'all touching each other, feeling each other, eating each other's box out. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. If y'all having threesomes with Gordon Gartrell, fine. That's your marriage, your friendship. I don't care. It ain't none of my business. Let's move on. I really don't care. It's not a big deal. This is the 21st century. People can do whatever the hell they want to do in their bedrooms. We don't care. I promise you, we don't. Only Giselle cares because ain't nobody in her bedroom. She's literally, these women, Giselle cares because she ain't got nobody in her bedroom. Karen cares because the person she got in her bedroom, she don't want in her bedroom, which is why there's all of this rumors about her cheating left, right, and sideways, which I pretty much believe is true. But we don't care. We don't care, Mia. Just move on. They then discussed the interrogation at the live podcast and stuff and everything that went on with that. But even with that, like interrogating Mia about anything is, it's pointless. It's an exercise of futility because she's gonna lie, and then you're gonna ask her about one of the previous lies she told. She's gonna forget that lie and then try to come up with a new lie. Like she's a liar. So interrogating a liar is an exercise in futility because you're never gonna get the truth out of these people. You're never gonna get the truth out of Mia ever. Mia says everybody wants Gordon Gartrell, and at that point, if Karen and her gray pubes and her and Ray talking about with their gray pubes together, talking about Grinder didn't do it, Mia talking about everybody wants Gordon Gartrell made me run to the restroom and just, you know, chuck. I should say chuck everything I had eaten. Uh, Nobody wants Gordon Gartrell. Nobody. Nobody. You may want his money, which makes you put up with things that you don't want to put up with, looking at his ugly ass every day, having to listen to him every day, because he's really when he gets to talking, he be out of order and out of control. You don't even want no parts of him for real. Me moving, because y'all gonna make me start Ashley goes out for drinks with her friends. Giselle comes. Giselle immediately jumps into action, doing what Giselle does, which baffles the mind because if you came out with me and my friends, right? Before you could ask me and my friends any questions, my friends gonna take you through the third degree. Baby, they gonna ask you a bunch of questions. But as soon as Giselle sat down, I think it was four of them, in addition to Giselle. These four ladies let Giselle just take over the conversation, ask question after question after question after question after question. Girl, my friends don't work like that. Baby, you sit down with my friends, baby, they gonna be like, hey boo, let me ask you some things. How you know our friend? Where y'all met at? Girl, tell me who you dating. Girl, where you went to school at? Girl, what job you got? How much? Like my friends gonna take you through all of it. That's going to be the first person. The second person is going to ask you additional questions to validate the accuracy of the initial questions that you ask. The third person in the friend group, my friend group, is watching your body language. Watching your body language. The fourth friend in the friend group is the one that's going to come at you with reckless abandon to see if you can make it and hang in this group of friends. So they might read you for a few minutes just to see if you can, stand up in the paint, if you can, handle yourself in the octagon, and then maybe if you get through those four different, people, we may allow you to stay at the table, and maybe we might let you get a question or two. That's it. You ain't having no whole interrogation like Giselle did with them, girl. But weak ass Ashley have weak ass friends like that, so that makes sense. Deborah, Ashley's friend, starts telling her lies on Eddie and Chris. So now she said, "Oh, because Chris was started talking to me and was flirting with me, and said the only part of the story that she got right was Chris talking about his name was Chris, like her husband's name is Chris." If we watch the tape, she originally started talking to Chris. If anybody was flirting with her, she was the one that said, "Oh." that's a nice pink suit or whatever she said about it. She said something about pink. Oh, that's nice pink. And that's when Chris started talking to her. But when we watched the tape, Chris wasn't talking back. Then they start talking about how, oh, Chris was flirting with all her friends. But I noticed the other two friends were quiet as fuck. They didn't say a goddamn thing about Chris flirting with them. It was only Deborah that had all of this shit. Oh, he flirted with me. He was flirting. He was flirting. He was flirting. He was flirting. None of the other women said seemed to back that up except for Ashley, who wasn't even over there. Then they say, oh, Eddie was real happy. He was real smiley with me. A bitch can't smile. Like, y'all are really go. These are deplorable women. And ladies, this is not a shot at y'all, ladies. I'm telling you, I hope not to offend the ladies out there. But these four ladies and ladies like this Deborah chick and ladies like Ashley and ladies like Giselle are the type of women who are the worst of the female part of our species. They are the worst. These are women that take somebody smiling at them as them flirting, and all you did was smile and say hi. Wait, what? These are people who have people in jail for no reason. For no reason. Listening to this was damn near scary. It was so dangerous. Thank God Bravo had the footage because the story that these girls are painting and the way Giselle is eating it up, and you know she's going to proliferate this storyline. You know she's going to proliferate this in perpetuity from now on. Okay, you could if they didn't have the footage, this shit looked like Chris and Eddie were predators at this event. And they were, after every woman moving and they was over here blatantly disrespecting their wives who were there. And like they was out on their own. They were at an event with their wives. Not only were they at an event with their wives, they were at an event for the show where they knew it was going to be 1,653 cameras there. Why the fuck do you think, by any stretch of the imagination, they would be flirting with anybody? Mind you, Chris is mic'd up. Make this shit make sense. But she's spreading her lies. Giselle eating it up. It was a mess. Deborah then, y'all caught how Deborah at the end said, well, I feel like I need to have a longer conversation with Chris. Why, you fucking whore? Child. Let me go ahead and do this now. So, at the end of the episode, we're going to get back there. Candace calls um, Deborah a character from Sesame Street. Is this the character you were going for? Look at the side by side. This is the Muppet Madam. This is Ashley's friend Deborah. Twins. Either y'all are twins or baby that's your mama. Cause they look notice the features. Tell me they don't look like identical twins. Anyway, we'll get back there. But Deborah said, "Oh, I need to have a longer conversation with Chris. Why? Cause you gonna try to get him to actually, seal the deal and fuck you. You fucking whore. You're a whore. A whore." Wendy at home with Eddie and the kids. So we find out Wendy is homebound still because of the surgery. The doctor said, listen, you're on bed rest. You need to stay home. You're not going out here doing all of this foolishness. Stay your ass at home. So she's following the doctor's orders. And so she tells Eddie about going out to lunch with Ashley and how Ashley told her at the lunch that he was flirting with all her friends because he was smiling at them. And Eddie, like the rest of us, looked like, bitch, what? So I'm smiling with Eddie. So Eddie was like, told his daughter, oh, I'm flirting with you because I'm smiling. And if you do, when you see Eddie, he is always smiling. Like, Eddie is literally always smiling. Like, this is how dangerous this is. Like, stuff like this. I know people are making light of this, but this stuff is dangerous, and this is the kind of stuff that has happened over and over and over on many occasions. This is not an isolated incident. This is not an anomaly. I'm not saying this happens all the time, every time, but it happens more times than not where a man ain't did nothing, and here is this woman that is claiming he did something that he ain't do, and then you have another woman that said, you know what, I did see him smile, and now there's the piling on, and now there's the proliferation of the lie. A mess, a damn mess. So that she told him how he was calling him Happy Eddie. A mess. Mia, Robin, and Giselle go out for lunch. Mia, see, Mia and Robin, can y'all explain to me, you 21st century moms with male children, I should say, why the fuck did y'all think it was a good idea on national television that is being aired from sea to shining sea, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters? All of whatever medical situations is going on with your son's nuts, testicles, testes, balls, cojones. Why did y'all think that was a good idea? You do realize the people that go to school with that young man, with these young men, are going to see this. You do realize whatever girl they're into, or whatever boy they're into, or whatever non binary, non gender conforming person that they're into is going to see this. I'm sure those boys from now until to the rest of eternity will cringe every time they get told about their nuts. Cause Mia's like, yeah, my son, cause my son got fluid around his nuts. We didn't need to know that. Oh, Robin is over here, yeah, cause I think Carter's nuts have dropped. Really, Robin? Cause usually for a man, they nuts don't drop till damn near late 20s, early 30s, somewhere around there. Like, really, Rob, you going around watching your sons and like, what type of cringy ass conversation is going on? Like, Mia, you got a whole husband over there that if situations need to be found out about what's going on with your son's nuts, he can handle it. Robin, you got a whole ass um husband, well, not husband, excuse me, roommate over there that you in a whole gay relationship with. That if you want him to handle your son and the dropping of his nuts, he can do that. But we don't need it to be talked about on our television screens. And those poor boys are gonna have to live with that being on television in perpetuity. That's horrible. Anyway, they then asked Mia about Karen, saying that she looked up Jacqueline's box with some flashlight. Girl, I ain't care. At the moment that we start talking about Cooch and Cooter and looking at it with flashlights and observing it, baby, I checked out. I checked all the way the fuck out. Then we got them asking Mia about her telling um, Karen that she slept with her and Gordon slept with Peter's girlfriend or whatever. So then the liar was like, "Oh, well, no, we didn't really sleep with her. It was just foreplay, and it was at his bachelor party." And they was like, "Well, why would she be there?" Oh, well, she was performing at the wedding. But that, what the fuck? You can't even get your lies in order. So basically, Peter Thomas's girlfriend went to the bachelor party. Bachelor parties, you usually don't have your girlfriends there. You don't have your girlfriends there. None of the women are there. Baby, the bachelor party are for the men. And if she was at the bachelor parties, she was a hired skank, a hired whore who was there to do what it is that gets done at bachelor parties. So if she gave foreplay to Gordon at this bachelor party, she was a hired skank. And she was slobbing Gordon's knob. And I, I don't want any parts of knowing what or having the horrible mental pictures that are now rushing through my brain about Peter Thomas's girlfriend slobbing on Gordon Gartrell's knob down there to the bachelor party. Like, I'm really supposed to believe this, Mia. Like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Down to the live show. Delusional as Karen is still, just fuck. Now she's saying that the Ladams are more powerful or bigger or better than the Beehive. I'm not going to even go down that road because the power of the Beehive is real. I am afraid of those people. I don't mess with the Beehive, and you probably shouldn't either, Karen. I'm not bothering myself with the Beehive and what they got. Go ahead and fuck yourself up. Go ahead, Karen. Because the beehive ain't nothing to be fucked around with. Moving on. Ashley brings Deborah as her plus one because you thought that was a good idea that you bring this whore who said that Wendy's husband was flirting with her and Candace's husband was flirting with her, and you bring her to this event with Wendy and Candace there because that's a good idea. Because Ashley, this is why we call you Satana because you're ascended from the ninth level of hell. Bitch, you ain't shit. Let's be clear, nobody likes you, Ashley. You ain't shit. Fuck you, Satana, and fuck your life. Anyway, why the fuck in everything that is holy is Karen Huger's areolas all over our television screens? There is nothing, I promise you, nothing about Karen Huger's areolas that should ever see the light of day outside of her bedroom and her shower. That is some nasty ass shit. And I'm moving on because I can't stomach it. Moving on. Sharice wasn't invited. The audience now, Karen is talking about, oh, she done filled up the place. Oh, it's so many people there. They're all there to see her. Did y'all like take a gander at that audience? Because to me, the audience to me looked like a whole bunch of white people. Like it looked like the cast was the only black people. I maybe saw one or two other black people sprinkled in the crowd, but the crowd didn't look like the type of crowd that would have been at an event for Ashley Huger. So what that tells me is this was a regular night to the improv. These was people who paid to go to the improv, and it just happened to be they were having this Karen Huger event that same night. So because the people look like, girl, why am I here? Why did I spend my money here? I guess I got to stay now because now I have a 2 drink minimum that I got to buy at the. You know, when you go to the improv, they have a 2 drink minimum. Like you got to get 2 drinks before you leave there. But yeah, it was a mess. Them people wasn't there for you, Karen. You ain't fooling nobody. Your shit was just as raggedy and trifling as the live podcast that Giselle and Robin had. You ain't shit. Bitch, you're delusional. You keep saying I'm the Muhammad Ali of live shows. No, you're the Muhammad Ali of delusions. That's what you're the Muhammad Ali of. I just Robin tells Candace who Ashley's Satana's friend is. Candace then says that she ain't talking to Sesame Street characters. And I tell you, she may be a Muppet, but this is the Muppet she is. Madam, see Deborah? See, madam. You see it? Do you see what I see? Anyway, moving on. Um, Robin tell. Oh, I read that part. Karen got a bodyguard. For what reason? I have no idea. Nobody's attacking you. This, sea of random white people who were there for a random improv show. I'm not gonna jump up and tackle you to the ground or beat you down. Girl, all bodyguard for what, Karen? Girl, go sit down somewhere, Karen. Karen finally revealed that she was whoring herself down to the CBC, doing anything she can, turning whatever trick she could to walk out of there on the hands of somebody that she thought had money or that could take her to the top. And that's how she landed Ray. Because she was a whore down to the DC, frolicking around, turning tricks, probably in the bathroom, down to the CBC, the Congressional Black Caucus. A mess. Mia gets up and asks Karen about why she's spilling her tea or telling her business. I didn't care. Mia, you tried to have a moment. It did not land. Sit the fuck down somewhere. Like, really sit the fuck down. Her titties falling out and everything. Girl, if you don't go sit down, I'm sure her tuck fell out. Too. You need to go back there, Mia, and ask Jasmine Masters how to tuck better. Ask Jasmine Masters to give you some more makeup, tutorials so you can, do the full transformation from male to female because your makeup don't quite now. You still look kind of, drag queen esque. You need to look more feminine, bitch. Go talk to Jasmine Masters. She'll help you with that. We then see Ashley's friend has a conversation with Candace about what Chris did, and she was like, "Well, his elbow was getting close to mine. Did it touch you? No. So what the fuck, girl? I don't want to talk about it no more because it's gonna make me mad. Like, girl, I continue to say, Ashley. and her friend Deborah are claiming, yeah, because everybody saw him flirting. Everybody said he was flirting with it. He was flirting with everybody. But when we were at that spot with Giselle and all of the four friends, none of the other two friends had anything to say. They had no stories about Chris or Eddie flirting with them. It was only Madam the Muppet. A mess. It kind of went off from there. Candace went off like only Candace can, calling her a Muppet, telling her she don't want to go somewhere and read some letters and numbers. Girl, I was here for it. Candace was here. You know Candace be here for all of the function. Candace said, girl, you want to go down this road? Then let's go. I was here for it. Next week is supposed to get real spicy. I don't know, y'all. Y'all get in the comment section and let me know what y'all saw. We can get in the comment section and good about what we saw, because it was a mess. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.